Hi everyone! We are Dances with Kobolds, and tonight we are playing Red Hand of Doom, Electric Boogaloo. But before I let Patrick take it away, in the doobly doo down below, please check out our Extra Life link, as well as the Heroes Wanted collective of shows. But without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's session. We're nearly about to begin Red Hand of Doom. This is the last section of the prelude. Joining me tonight are...
Ooh.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lorne, and I'm playing Dr. Padme Eisen, the Tiefling Artificer Extraordinaire, wielding her new contraption, Windcaster.
Hi, everyone. My name's Chris. I'll be playing Maximilian T. Justice, Paladin of Glory, Dragonborn, and your best friend.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Seymour Sunkissed, Warlock Newspaperman. And tonight's top story, new research shows hot dog actually taco, not sandwich.
Hi everyone, I'm Tara, and I shall be playing Chirrup, the laryngetic Kanku bard of the College of Whispers.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing Molly Goldman, Socialist Cleric and Defender of the Proletariat.
And I am Brendan, and I'll be playing Julius, the Vulcan Wizard.
And last session, our party had some downtime in the city of Brindle. What did everybody get up to?
We going in order?
Yep.
Batman.
As I said, I made effectively a grenade launcher.
Yes.
Based on an old 16th century? Yeah, 16th century, really early 16th century airsoft rifle.
Max broke up a riot and made a whole bunch of new friends along the way.
Max also forgot he started as the jackbooted thug at the beginning. But anyways.
Yeah, true, but I'm a friendlier thug now. Also a scarier thug.
That is true.
Yeah.
Seymour went out looking for more contacts, had a few drinks and a challenge, and had a few of his notes stolen away. But luckily, everything's backed up into the cloud. Index.
Chirrup went on a heist, got some shenanigans, and was probably a part of the reason why the notes disappeared and why Index will probably be disappearing shortly as well.
Molly not only assisted a union organization effort that was but also gave a lecture at a hall to promote her beliefs and the People's Charter.
And overshadowed the other speaker.
I didn't do that on purpose. Research is well regarded.
Phil doesn't seem to think so.
I will do my best to help Phil. Maybe give him, I don't know, a pie or something.
Wait, was it Bill or
Yay.
Phil?
Phil.
I thought it was Bill.
Don't screw me up now.
Wait, hang on. Did he die in jail, or did he live out his life?
Which one? Karl Marx?
Nelson Mandela.
He lived.
Yes.
Yeah, Seymour's partially based on Nelson Mandela.
And Julius,
Yes.
What did you get up to?
Julius did a bunch of research at the library that we had sort of ingratiated ourselves to by recovering their stolen books. Found out stuff about dragons and dragon cults, and the location of a couple of things. And also, upon finishing his research, Julius realized that he had, after tangling with a really weird sort of control-y book, found some new spells written into his spellbook.
In your own handwriting, but you don't remember doing it.
Not creepy at all.
Are they useful?
This one seems like it might be an adequate replacement for web.
It doesn't involve tentacles, does it?
Been sleep studying.
And so we pick up at the end of this 10-day where some of you have done research, some of you have learned new skills, some of you have gotten a little used to the idea that you're all sort of minor celebrities thanks to Seymour's newspaper. And you are summoned by Maximilian and your employer, the merchant Braden Yill, to meet for a lovely breakfast at one of the nicer establishments here in Brindle. Everything is fresh. There's hot coffee, there's pastries, delicious local sausages and eggs.
Seymour's mother's there having breakfast and completely ignores him. Still
in
angry.
fact, Seymour, you get a voice in your head as you wake up and are heading over. It's one you've never heard before. Good morning, friend.
Good.
We need the location of the Temple of Sardior. We'll trade it for your parents, whom we abducted last evening.
Hootior?
Sardior.
Hold please. And Seymour starts humming elevator music as he's running to collect the rest of the party.
If that was sending, you literally just ended the message.
Did I?
Yep.
25 words. That's it.
Well, they get some elevator music, I guess, at the end. But they'll try again, right? Right?
One hopes.
And so you meet for breakfast, and Braden and Maximilian, let you know that, well, as you all well know, the Grey Patriots and the Claws of Tiamat that have been feuding over the Iron Road, which most of the merchants are happy about, because it's actually allowed some caravans to get through, but we've learned that one of the recent caravans that went through, that was House Sokol, managed to capture one of the bandits from the Grey Patriots, but they've been sold to the Grimshackle brothers, a pair of kind of ne'er-do-wells who own a prison just a ways out of town, just up in between here and Marthen. And they're typically ransomed off to those who are willing to pay. Could be someone in or out of the law. And while officer justice here is part of the Lions of Brindle, they have asked, since they cannot be seen associating with these people, that the Merchants Guild work alongside and perhaps facilitate for you. So the Merchants Guild would be interested in you talking to this captured patriot to see if it could lead to, and he'll just sort of Sand Krulik, the knight that leads the Grey Patriots.
Yes.
Or maybe even this other Dragonborn as well.
All right, so they want to know where Sand Grulik is, or possibly where the where Gerala might be.
Indeed. And I mean, there is, and I'm sure you've all seen the wanted posters up. There is a 100 gold bounty on Krulik's head. I've been told the Merchants Guild will match that for the Dragonborn. And
Fascinating.
our own house, the House Cadorna, will also be willing to put in 75 gold apiece for the leaders of the two groups.
If I'm going to go talk to this bandit, what was the bandit's name?
I have no idea.
I'm going to talk to this bandit. Do we have any sort of, I don't know, leverage over him that we might be able to apply? Like, if I just show up and we manage to somehow get him in a room and say, hey, tell us where your leader is, he'll tell me to basically go take a walk. Unless I've got something he might need.
Chirrup will mimic that time when he exploded the kobolds with shatter.
Threatening is a very good option that we will keep in our back pockets, or possibly our front pockets. I prefer to start these sorts of things with a softer approach first, if possible.
Well,
You could just ask him.
House Cadorna and the other merchants might be willing to pay for them to be released.
And why would House Cadorna want them to be released?
Oh, just to get information. Once they're released, they'll be turned in for the bounty. But if you can get information by offering them the possibility of freedom, that might be one way to do it. I mean, the jailers are scum. They'll sell to whomever.
Okay, that's I think I can work with that. Sorry, House Cadornic?
Cadorna.
Cadorna.
They are the house that I represent as part of the Merchant Guild. They have, we've frankly lost a small fortune to the Grey Patriots, and any information we could get about stopping it would be welcome. And he slides a bag of gold and says, this is 25 gold I can just put up as an advance. Try not to spend it all, but it's a start. I can, go with you to the jail, but I'm not going to deal with the Grimshackle brothers.
Fair enough. We'll deal on our own. All right. Unless there's any other pressing business, I think we have a task for the day. Our good news for the day is work. Yes, Seymour.
Before we have a task for the day, does Index come back, and are they actually missing?
They are, and you can see that some of the house staff have been taken as well. Not much of a sign of struggle. Whoever did this did it cleanly and professionally.
Well, my parents might have been kidnapped. I gotta go. Seymour.
What? Again?
Wait. Seymour, what? Hold on. This sounds important. Seymour.
I'll stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Brayden. Can we get to this a little bit later this afternoon? I mean, I understand the Grimshackle brothers might not hold them forever, but
indeed, and it's about a 3-hour trek to the jail. Yes, of course. I mean, this sounds horrible. Who would have kidnapped your parents? Did you write a story about someone?
The claws of Tiamat.
Nothing. This is about nothing I've wrote. I know that for sure. That I can guarantee.
Chirple,
But
I see more.
They knew something, and I will give it the eyes to everybody about what they knew, and hopefully they get what I'm trying to say without actually saying it out loud.
Would I get that on an 18 insight?
Yes.
And I say, Braden, this is a separate matter. We'll take care of it, but we're pretty confident we know what's going on here. We're gonna go check out the Sunkissed residence, and we'll be back for our bandits a little bit later in the day. But we really need to get over there now.
Okay, if this is the claws of Tiamat, as I said, this prisoner might have information as well. But I will get some horses ready and be waiting at the stables where we've been kept. Good luck, and I hope your parents are all right.
Oh, thank you. As we continue on. And Seymour, as we're walking, Seymour will explain to the group what he woke up to.
I didn't offer to pay for... And as you leave, he just kind of sighs and starts counting out coins to pay for breakfast.
That is what Seymour would do. So.
Yep. Whoops.
Yep.
Yeah,
Would I notice this?
Max is too busy on adventure.
Would I notice the payment?
I tip the wait staff, but not pay.
Yeah, I'd say you'd notice, Julius, but you also notice the rest of your party is, at this point, like a quarter of a block away and moving quickly.
I just throw like 5 gold on the table and go.
She quits and starts her own business.
Yep.
Yeah.
5 gold.
I was told it was a fancy dinner and there's like 8 of us. Or breakfast.
Like 1
8 of us.
gold.
Too late.
That's all good. That's all good. So, yes, on the way, Seymour will explain that he heard the voice this morning and was on the way to tell everyone and ask them to hold, but they haven't said anything since, which I'm sure Bad May will facepalm to.
Julius.
There is a spell. Julius, back me up here. You get how many words talking over a long distance?
I believe it is 25.
How many did you send?
Hold, please, and then I kind of hummed for a minute. As I was rushing to breakfast to tell you guys.
Regardless,
I was kind of hoping they would hold.
I don't believe it lasts longer than the first few seconds.
Okay,
Your message is not 25 words. I believe the spell simply ends.
Okay, we're going to need a couple of plans here. First, if we can't track them down, we might be able to lure them to a place.
Well, we know where they want, and now that we're alone, and Seymour will look around, and look around a second time, and then look down the alley that we're walking past, and then check behind the box, and then say the name of the temple, is what they're looking for. But that's never been in the paper.
I am almost certain this is the cult of the dragon. Or not the cult of the dragon, the
Claws
claws
of
of Tiamat.
Yes.
The dragon cultists that are not the cult of the dragon.
Yes.
Oh shit, I told my dad the story, didn't I?
Yep.
Ah, fuck.
And while in your notebook, you drew images of the pillars and everything inside the temple.
Oh, I did, yes. Shit.
That's how they know you've been there, but
they don't know
where it is. Yeah.
Question.
So you arrive back at the Sunkissed estate. You can, as soon as you do, one of the gardeners just sort of comes up and just in like a broken kind of sob hugs you, Seymour, and just says, "I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry."
Now, remember what Father would say. Now's not the time for emotion, Seymour will say, kind of sounding like he's close to tears, as he pats the gardener. You didn't see any footprints in the verge around the windows where they might have come in? Hopefully?
No, I haven't, but you should take a look yourself. I mean, there's no broken windows or anything like that.
Well, please let us know if you see anything. My friends here will be investigating, and please help them if they ask for anything.
Yes, sir. I mean, there were dozens of people in and out the last few days helping set and organize everything, so it could have been anyone.
When did you notice them missing?
This morning, we came to finish fixing up the gardening, and we noticed that one of the doors was open, and one of the cleaning staff was wailing.
Can we get a name? Can we get a list of names of everyone, including of the of this cleaner?
Absolutely, and I mean, she's still inside, and as you go inside, you are introduced to the 3 staff that are left.
What happened? Seymour will look more distraught than angry at them.
Well, you meet. I mean, there is Ahmed, who is the gardener who was just talking to you, and Sudras is the cleaner, and Har is another one of your father's footmen, and the 3 of them all tell the same story. There were people in and out the last few days. Everyone had dinner. Your parents had a meeting with either someone of the, who claimed to be from the garden committee, or talking about other neighborhood issues. Har, finished his duties with your father and then went off to bed. And when everybody woke up this morning, they were gone.
Are we sure your mother just didn't charter get mad at your father and charter a yacht again?
She has in anger chartered a yacht, yes. But no. Wait, is the Hope Diamond still there? Sorry, Steph and I listened to a podcast about the cursed Hope Diamond. Anyway, and you didn't see or hear anything? There's no footprints, no turned over tables, no... Did they just walk out?
There was this, and he hands a small box, wrapped with a small bow and just a note with your name on it, Seymour.
It hasn't been opened?
Has not.
And it's just like a small little, like a wood box?
Like a ring-sized box, yes.
All right. I open it.
Inside is a thumb.
A thumb?
Yeah. That you recognize as your father's left thumb.
Oh my god!
Oh. I shut that and kind of retch.
I just sort of take it off him. Okay. Yeah, this isn't looking great. We'll give Seymour a second.
I mean, it could be anybody's thumb. Oh.
Sure, Seymour. Sure. Okay. This is the only note that you found, Ahmed?
Aye, sir.
Okay.
I'd like to insight Ahmed.
Go ahead.
It has to have the information has to have come from either his father, who apparently is now thumbless, or one of the staff.
Hey, he's got one left.
The Claws of Tiamat did know you were on their trail. And if Seymour's been writing about your adventures, it could also just be that they learned it that way. He is clearly distraught and clearly, being honest about this.
No, thank you for bringing that. If we have any more questions, we'll find you. Oh. Sitting down.
All right.
And pulling out my flask.
Yeah, you can give me investigation checks. If you want to look at anything inside the home here, what is it anybody would like to do?
I would like to speak with... we've already spoken with Ahmed. I'd like to speak with both Sudras and Har separately, if I could.
Sure.
And so I'll sort of go find where Sudras is, and like, Sudras, dear, let's talk. Just here, just somewhere away from all this craziness, if you don't mind. Sudras, can you tell me what you saw?
I came into work this morning to start the kitchen up to get breakfasts ready, and just realized that nothing had been prepared. And so when I went to check the house, I just realized that the beds hadn't even been slept in or tidied up in any way from their visitors last night, and it immediately made me think that something was wrong. And it's my my sister Ref that typically does everything at night, and her quarters don't appear to have been slept in at all, and she's clearly been taken with them. And she would never leave her post.
And Ref is another one of the servants here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and you said that the beds weren't slept in last night.
Nope, beds weren't slept in.
And while Seymour's checking the rooms, while Max is doing that.
All right, and you see, like, the main parlor, has a variety of plates and things left in it. I mean, is there a specific room you were going to check on, Seymour?
Not a specific room, but I'm gonna more focus on, because you said there weren't a lot of signs of a struggle, that kind of thing. So I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on carpets, near fireplaces, looking for tracks, footprints, evidence that they were either dragged out or walked out willingly, I suppose.
All right. As you search the place, I mean, you can see in the carpet there are a couple of drag marks that do make it seem like places were disturbed. I will say, beside the fireplace in your parents' study, you notice that the stone wall is slightly askew, and you can slide it in, and it slides across a little bit, and there is a small nook behind there that you've never seen before.
And what's in the nook? Anything?
Inside is a small chamber with what appears to be an old rock altar on it, and a small statue of a tree growing upside down.
Has anyone else seen Seymour open this up?
No, I'd say you were investigating on your own.
Hold up, an upside down tree?
What's that, sorry?
An upside down tree?
Like last week, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a sign of Tiamat, right?
No idea. Sheriff's kind of poking around on his own, but is Seymour going to bring any of this out and show anybody?
The altar Seymour's not 100% sure of right now, so he's going to trip the latch and shut the door without saying anything, because he's starting to worry that his father is complicit in this, or his mother, because this isn't their bedroom, right?
No, this is your father's study.
Oh, okay, so yes, definitely Dad. Which kind of makes the most sense to Seymour, but he's not quite ready to say, yeah, my dad might be in on this. And he will close it up.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, Sudras, were Seymour's parents distracted in any way the previous night? Did they seem like they might be watching out for someone, or perhaps were afraid that something might happen?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, from what I could tell, they were a little flustered at having to come home and spend all this money on the garden and mollifying neighbors, but they had a slight disagreement about Master Seymour, which is totally normal. But other than that, no, everything seemed pretty quiet.
They had to come home early. Were they out of town, or were they?
Oh, they didn't come home early. They were stuck in Denovar, so as soon as the roads opened, they came back to Brindle as fast as they could.
Okay. Was there anything particularly out of sorts with the garden?
Well, it was chewed up by a giant hog that
Oh,
you and your friends had brought here.
I thought we made Nabil pay for it.
Yeah.
He paid for some of it, but they're still dealing with the rest of the fallout.
Yeah, that's why
Makes sense. Yeah.
That's why the Gardener Society is all.
Well, that's Blue Bloods. They're it's all about that.
Yes. Okay. Do you know where Har is right now?
Har is, she leads you downstairs, and Har is just sort of absent-mindedly polishing shoes over and over and over.
Yes. Sudris, go back upstairs and try to put this whole sordid incident out of your mind. We will get to the bottom of this. And I go to Har and I say, Har, how you holding up today?
Not great. My master's been taken, and I slept through the whole thing. Probably going to get fired.
Well, Har,
if he's even alive.
Har, I understand the rigors of duty and all that. And when something happens on your watch, you do tend to blame yourself. But we are dealing with some exceptionally powerful people here, and I believe that this is going to happen one way or another. So it's good that you're alive. Why don't you tell me what you saw last night? Did you see anyone outside the grounds, maybe peeking in, perhaps?
Not that I noticed, but we've had so many visitors coming and going that it could have been any one of them that left a door unlatched or something like that. It's really hard to say. It's been, it's always so busy when a house gets opened back up.
Absolutely. Do you have a list, by the way, of the visitors over the past few days?
No, but I can try and put one together with the rest of the staff.
That'll be fantastic. What are your normal, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just trying to piece together how they might have scouted the place out or something like that. What are your normal duties in the Sunkissed estate?
Well, I'm the footman to the master, so I assist him with his dress. I help him with his letters, whatever other duties he needs me to do, whether it's taking things out to be repaired, mending his clothes, that kind of thing.
Sounds like you do a lot for the Sunkissed.
Well, I do for the Master Sunkissed. I don't do very much with the mistress.
Right, of course. But it does sound like they have you working pretty hard here. Pay is of course good for you. Yes.
Indeed.
Right, and I'm going to incite that. I want to see if he's being underpaid.
Sunkissed pay well.
He seems pleased.
Okay. Just eliminating a possibility. That's all. Oh yes, of course. So clearly we should be returning Master Sunkissed to you presently. This would be a tragedy for all. Did he have any? It's gonna sound a bit cliche, but bear with me. Did he have any enemies that you know of? Like any enemies that might want to, I don't know, that might be angry enough at him, not over like a minor gardening issue, but over something like, I don't know, debts owed or debts to be paid, or that owed him a debt that might be willing to sell out his schedule, for example?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have much of a schedule now. I mean, this is a hard man we're talking about here. He, raised his fortune and fought goblin hordes years ago. I mean, Dendrick now basically just looks after the estate. He's in more meetings than anything else. He's not. Well, he's not fond of the non-humans, I will say that, but it's never really led to much trouble.
Denvik, of course, is Denvik Sunkist.
Dendrick.
Dendrick Sunkist. Okay. Yes, Master Sunkist. And the lady. You don't attend to her much, but what's your impression of the lady? Any possibility of perhaps a dispute gone wrong? Perhaps some business partner, some rival.
Give me a persuasion check.
P is for persuasion. You know what? I'm cashing in my inspiration.
All right.
11.
I really wouldn't be able to speak to anything like that.
Even with her gone, even if it would save her life? Even if it would save Master Dendrick's life?
He just shrugs and says some things are personal, and I will say I don't believe any of that had anything to do with this. If the mistress had an issue, she had a tongue like a blade and was more than able to look after herself.
Right. Har, can I show you something really quickly?
Indeed.
I just want to show you a little something here. This is a box. We found it. Where was that found? Where was the box found, by the way?
It was left on Seymour's pillow.
We found it in Seymour's room, by the way. This was left for him.
Which is odd, because Seymour hasn't slept in there in years. He mostly sleeps in the trailer.
Well, that's where we found it. They might not know that. And why don't you take a look inside, Har, and tell me what you see.
And his eyes just kind of widen, and he immediately gets sick on your feet.
I don't react. I just look at him and I go, Har, these are the sorts of people that we are dealing with. These are people.
I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't know. He cheated on her, but he doesn't know. That was years ago.
Oh!
And you think that maybe this might have been, I don't know, something that might escape, or that might not be relevant in a kidnapping investigation, Har?
How many years ago was this?
He had, this was years ago. He had a love child with the matriarch of a local family, and that was ages ago.
Okay.
So Seymour has a half sibling. Interesting.
Ollie's half Pikachu, like surprised Pikachu face.
For all you know, it could be you.
Out of character, I know
Definitely not
exactly
me.
where you're fucking driving at this, Patrick. Okay. Am I inciting this?
No, this is for Chirrup.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, while you guys are in here doing your thing, Chirrup's outside doing his thing.
Oh, Chirrup's now. I imagine Chirrup's doing the full CSI thing, like checking blood splatters and
No, Chirrup
Looking
is out
for Prince?
talking to people who are not
Yeah.
stopping their work while Chirrup interrogates them.
Yeah, they're
huge-
loading and unloading boxes. No,
Yep.
you find a couple of local contacts that know you well and know this neighborhood, and yeah, they describe flashes of lights that they saw coming from the house, but didn't see anybody coming or going from it, which makes you think, as you well know, that these groups have been teleporting, that it was probably some sort of teleportation magic in and out.
Okay. Yeah, no, Chirp's not talking to the day laborers. He's talking to the guys that nobody is going to notice when shit's going down. Like the people hiding in the corners, the beggars and the pickpockets and stuff. That's who he's trying to talk to.
Old foul Ron, the pickpocket.
Yeah. So he'll come back in once he figures out, teleportation. And he is going to start looking for teleportation circles. See if maybe there's like something inscribed under I was going to say blanket, not blanket.
Perfect.
The thingy on the
Rug.
floor. Thank you, that word.
All right. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Inspiration for Lauren for that.
Investigation. There you are. Oh, wait. Why do I have advantage on? Whoops. Sorry. 7. Fuck.
Well,
I can somehow have advantage somehow.
did you enlist anyone else in this search?
No. I would have been poking around on my own because
You had advantage because you know what you're looking for because you got the warning about the lights.
No, I will say you search, you don't find anything to you that obviously looks like it is a permanent teleportation circle.
All right. Cool. Because I know I know what at least one circle looks like, so I'm kind of looking for something like that. And since I don't find anything, then I will go up to Badmay.
Was there a circle, Patrick, in the secret room?
No, too small.
Yeah, I figured. Just asking.
Chirrup will go up to Badmay and just he'll sketch out a teleportation circle first, and then he'll go up to Badmay and just kind of like tap her. I guess he's only like hip high, like tap her on the hip, and point to the circle and croak out, "More here?"
And Badmay, being relatively intelligent but not well versed in everything magical, will definitely get the wizard involved. Julius, we might have a lead that you're slightly better prepared for than I would be.
I will interpret what Chirrup was saying, and does it look like there's anywhere in here someone could cast teleportation circle? Like, is there anywhere big enough?
Yeah.
You check through the house, and in the very large cellar, you find what you are looking for, which is the marked-in teleportation circle with that telltale iron rod in it that you have seen in the crypt under 2 cemeteries now that you know are signs of the claws of Tiamat.
Yes, they have that special teleportation circle. They can just... So, clarification on these. If this rod is still here, they can just come back here, right? It's acting as like a focus?
You don't think so. I mean, it more appears to be something that's imbued and then works and is drained. So it's almost like a wand charge.
Okay, so it's like...
They brand it and burn it.
Yeah, like you use it once and then it's used up.
Yeah, and it takes you home, kind of a thing.
Right, they have hearthstones. Okay.
Can we recreate this?
Julius
have 2 now.
has the metal, but yeah, you haven't had time to really inspect them or figure anything out more than that. You know that the kobold wizard that went to the temple of Sardior had stolen one. That's how they got there.
How they got there, or how they were going to get back?
How they got there, because he was hoping to use whatever he found there. So, because if he could call the red dragon, the dragon would be able to take them anywhere.
If I roll an Arcana check, is there any other information I could probably come out with this thing, or did I get it all last time?
Roll me an Arcana check. I think you rolled really well last time.
I think I did as well. Yes.
Yeah, so you know it's a one-way teleportation circle that had a charged element, and I will say you can tell whatever these runes on it are, they are different from the ones you saw before. So this is going to a different location, but considering the first ones you found, and you know this group has been on the move, that they aren't always necessarily going back to the same place. But I will say they match the ones that you found under the Valhingen graveyard, so perhaps they've now found a more permanent location.
If I look at this rune, is it like I can maybe recreate it? Like, do I think maybe this in some way corresponds to an actual teleportation circle? Or
it's akin to that. It is above your spell abilities. You also know these are incredibly old infernal and draconic runes, so it's somebody using ancient magic.
Ooh, you said infernal. Is there anything maybe with I speak infernal. Is there anything I can maybe glean from that?
You weren't there in the very beginning, but you are told that there was an infernal component to an old alchemist's circle that looked into various
I still have
planes.
his book where he was writing down his stuff. Does that help?
So when you show that to Julius, you can see that some of these runes are keyed into Avernus, as you know that Jirala used that conduit to look and potentially contact Tiamat. You guys never actually looked through it, so you don't know what was on the other side.
Is there a possibility they're literally just going to Avernus?
You don't think so. There's not enough of them, but whatever it is channeling that kind of energy.
It's fairly well known that that's where Tiamat is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it wouldn't be unreasonable for us to think that they're channeling her power to power these things up, and that's why it's hitting Avernus.
Yeah, and that would also explain the age of the type of magic.
They're Pact of the Dragon. They're basically the whole organization's warlocks. Or some of them are definitely like warlocks, but they're warlocks of Tiamat.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
This is exactly what we need.
Yes, can we...
More spellcasters getting power from...
Yes, can we... Can we possibly trace where this thing is going? Is there any possibility?
I do not believe I have that ability.
We'll
have to deal with that with good old-fashioned detective work.
Is it possible, though?
Maximilian T. Justice.
Is it possible? Can we just pay for a higher-level wizard to come in?
I would say you could take it to the library and let them try and decode it, but it will take some time.
It's the best
I
we've
mean,
got.
we should have two plans going at the same time, right?
Yes, I've been told, Braden told me that, or Braden did tell us that the bandit may possibly know where the claws of Tiamat are right now. This may, in fact, be where they took your father, Seymour, but also it may be just another one of their hideouts, or he may not know. That's a possibility. That's a lead. We'll have to chase up on it.
Can I relook? And this will probably be pretty obvious to the rest of the party. Seymour's going to relook at the thumb. What's the cut look like? Does it look like it was done with a really sharp blade with the least amount of pain possible to make a point, or was it hacked off?
Give me a medicine check.
All right.
No idea.
Close it back, and yeah, I'm gonna gag a little. I thought that might help.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh, pardon me. Har, let me speak with you again for a second. Can you please tell me the name of this noble family? It might be important.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
7.
I don't know. I just know it was a non-human.
But you said that Dedrick. I wrote it down.
Dendrick.
Yeah, there it is. Right after you said it. You said that Dendrick wasn't a fan of non-humans.
Sometimes the loins overpower the brain.
I'm gonna just marinate in that comment for a second, and I'm just gonna sort of stare off into the middle distance. I'm gonna sort of snap back to the conversation and smile and say, "Yes, of course." Har, we got some work to do. I need to go. Can we trust that you're going to keep troublemakers out of this place in the time being?
We'll lock it up tight.
Thanks, Har. And go easy on yourself. These people are very good at what they do. There probably wouldn't have been a lot you could do to stop them anyways. So, at least you have that. And then Max is going to leave.
All right. What about everybody else?
Julius is gonna poke Seymour again.
And Seymour seems to be deep in thought when you do that.
He doesn't physically poke you. He walks up to you and says, "Seymour Sunkist, have you put further thought into what we discussed earlier?"
And you have to ask him a few times before he answers. And sorry, there's a lot on my mind right now.
Possibility that your father is potentially complicit.
He may be, but
There was no serious struggle.
and Seymour's gonna sigh and look around and be like,
I have a
"Come
thought,
here, come with me,
actually.
Julius."
Oh, okay. Julius will go. We'll go with him.
Would you deny me following? Because I'm curious.
Nope, I'm not stopping anybody. Yeah, you can all go if you want. Seymour seems to deflate as the question is asked a second time. And without answering, he just kind of beckons and walks into his dad's study. And when anybody who's coming in gather in front of the fireplace, I found this. And he clicks the brick.
Nothing happens.
I
Are you
push it again.
Quite right, Seymour Sunkist?
No, it was here. No. Push the brick again.
Nothing happens.
I'm trying every way that I thought that I had triggered it in the first time. No, it was
You
here.
found it open last time.
Oh, I found it open. Shit. It was open
What?
when I came in. It was here, right here. The tree, the upside down tree.
Can I try and figure out how to open it, given that there's a general area we perceive there to be a secret door to be in?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Can he have advantage because I'm going to show him where it was?
Yep. And you look around and you realize that it's not one of the bricks you have to push, but on the other side of the fireplace, there's a small, sort of hanging set of tools, and one of the tools you have to actually twist, and then the brick kind of slides open.
This doesn't belong like this.
It is a former.
Ah,
This is the study of a former adventurer. I would be surprised if there wasn't a secret room.
And it's not much of a room. This is a very small, like 5 by 5 foot area that's been cut into the exterior. So even looking on the outside of the house, next to the fireplace here, you'd never even notice it. But inside, you find this small stone altar with what appears to be, only a 12-inch size statue of an upside down tree with a horizontal line across it, and then the roots growing out, looking like a grasping hand.
Is this the circle to scale? Druid, tree, dragon?
You have not figured out what this is yet.
I walk in and I'm like, Seymour, I need to speak with you. Has that always been here?
This is new. What was the valet's name again?
Har.
Let's get Har in here. He's the one who spends the most time with Father.
And Julius, I will say, in your research, you learned that there was a fane of Tiamat somewhere in the Vale, and that's what this image seemed to be associated with. But you haven't learned anything past that.
Okay.
Sorry, can you spell Fane?
Fane.
Fane, okay.
What does that word mean?
It's like a duke, isn't it?
That's...
I thought it was a holding.
Fane is an old word for a temple or shrine.
Cherub will do the sketch, show it to Seymour, and then while we're trying to get the valet in here, he's going to run out down to his little nest, dig his tree out, and scamper back with it and give it to Seymour.
All right, Cherub comes back, and he has a smaller version of this upside-down tree, but theirs is got like a gilt coating to it, so it's a little golden.
Cherub, where have you been? As Seymour takes the tree and looks it over.
I'm hoping there's something on there that can, like, this is Tara talking, not Cherub. I'm hoping there's something on there that can help us. But what was the name of the guy? I was so out of it last week, I'm sorry, but what was the name of the guy I looted from last week?
The merchant Balin Nirav.
And I will croak out his name, because at this point I don't care about it. I'm not involving the welcomers in any way. I'm just croaking out, merchant Balov.
And he's rich, right? Like, that's why they targeted him.
So he's middle class, but prosperous, but not blue blood.
But somebody that my father might use with the temptation of coming up in the world.
Oh, probably, someone that your family just has business with through their local shops. It was a general goods kind of a thing, so any kind of random item could have come through here. I would say you would know that, could be sort of antiquities or general household needs. Like this guy had a string of shops, so
he did
interacted with,
I mean, he did everything. Bit of a blowhard, but I don't know, evil Tiamat?
You also know, Cherub, that it was this merchant who, it was part of their caravan that caught the Grey Patriot and sold them to the jail instead of giving them to either the Thieves Guild or the Lions of Brindle.
Because he's got information. Cherub's going to scribble all this down.
We
and
being
try and
lured, potentially, with this gentleman, this Grey Patriot, we have been specifically contacted to go out to the prison
I don't think so. I think this is more somebody we know that Tiamat and the Grey Patriots are beefing. So this is either just a part of that beef, or this is specifically, hey, you know too much, and we just happen to be caught in the crossfire kind of thing. I'm not discounting the possibility. It just doesn't feel that way to me.
Yes.
It feels like there's more than that. Like
Oh, there's-
somebody's got their fingers in everything.
Or possibly their thumbs.
Well, it's not
Or
a
their
plum
5
pie.
hands. 5 heads.
Okay. Other note that I got from last week, and I don't know under what context. I just wrote this down quickly, sort of like trying to keep up. Somewhere we learned that there's a portal somewhere in the Vale, and that the portal key is, quote, the blood of the land.
That's what Julius learned about the Fane.
Ah. So same
The
thing.
blood of the land. I have no idea what that could be. Lava? Do we have to put lava in it?
No, I think it's that nice woman we met in the river. She's of the land, right?
No,
She's
she
in the
was in the river.
River, land. It's all the same thing. It's all agrarian activities.
And Padme gave her the name of Willow, which she greatly appreciated.
So, at least according to somewhere in the Vale, there's a tree that grows upside down, and that's the portal, and the key to that portal is the blood of the land, whatever that is. I'm just going to assume that it's the words "the blood of the land" in Draconian.
I mean, we could put an ad in the paper, but I'm sure we'd just end up with any number of scammers coming with freshly planted upside down trees.
Yes, let's leave the paper out of this one.
We could speak to this merchant. I believe he is our most conveniently placed lead.
Well, we do have to meet Brayden at the stables soon. He may be on the way.
Terup, do you know where this particular individual's home is, by chance?
Chirp will nod.
Let's not ask too many questions about that.
Yeah,
That's
Chirp
good.
also
Yeah,
knows
what?
exactly what the family would be having for breakfast on a regular day, too.
Ooh.
Yep. Chirp's not giving any of that information away. Just like, hey, I found this at the merchant's house. Do this, do that as you do with this information as you will. Hopefully, it helps.
Is there anything else in this shrine? Anything hidden potentially in the shrine?
Give me an investigation check.
I'll help him.
And my axe.
That's 27.
Nothing that you think is of any real value. You can see that there is a small indentation in the stone of the altar itself, but it doesn't appear to have been filled or used recently.
The
Actually, no. I'm going to retract that.
Ooh.
There is fairly fresh blood in there, and you find what appears to be a small bit of skin. Presumably, this is where they cut the thumb.
Okay. So, they opened this up and cut the thumb.
Yes.
Why?
So that means they knew it was in here. Presumably, it was an offering to Tiamat. If I had to make a guess.
Father.
Seymour Sunkist.
Yes.
Your father was a former adventurer, correct?
He was, and I'd like to say he got better from there, but no, he was not a good fellow, so...
Was there a potential that he had anything useful here that he did not, perhaps... He would not perhaps have left given the option?
Do you mean like things he would have taken, like a bug-out bag? Out
Or
of character.
perhaps things of high value, things of potential power, magic
I
items
will-
and the like.
Is there anything like that, Patrick? That Seymour would know about? Probably, maybe?
You would know. I mean, he has his old adventuring items and things like that. That some of which he kept as trophies. Most of them aren't nothing magical or anything like that. Nothing appears to have been disturbed or taken.
Is his luggage gone?
No.
Oh.
So my thought was if he had like a +3 sword or something like that, he would have taken it with him if he was choosing to go.
Well,
Yeah.
they took
And then I have one
the
more thought.
servants too. Why would the servants choose to go?
Loyalty?
I mean, they're all well paid and they like my parents well enough, yes, but
Well, perhaps they are also followers of Tiamat, and they left the ones that weren't. I'm not saying this is certainly true, but it is a possibility.
I mean, he sent strike breakers. My father's kind of that class where you buy justice like you buy coal or potatoes just when you need it. So he thinks he is above everything. It wouldn't be unusual for him to... Oh no, but he couldn't. He's not evil. He's just an asshole.
We'll impugn upon your father's motives at another time.
Bear
Seymour.
in
Let's-
mind, the people who are with this cult do not think themselves evil. We have heard multiple people, including the spirit at the temple, say that Tiamat perhaps deserves to be released, that she has served her just punishment.
I was told by someone that it wasn't fair as well, that she is locked away and other demons aren't, but I can't justify that. You can't say, well, because some
I'm
murderer
not saying
isn't...
this is true. I am saying the people who are involved do not believe themselves to be evil. They believe themselves to be doing the right thing.
Well, they're doing it in secret. Baby, stop. I'm being attacked.
Oh no!
I have one more.
Sorry, I
thing.
failed my my initiative save and the baby got
Your initiative.
baby
I
got
think
me.
you mean your animal handling check.
Yes, actually I prefer that.
Ooh.
No, that's good.
Dexterity save.
All right, Columbo. What's your one last thing?
The note. There was a note attached to the thumb, correct?
No.
There wasn't like a like to
There-
Seymour or Seymour's name.
There was a small note card with Seymour's name written on it.
I would like to see this note card.
All right.
And while we're in the study, I would like to see some of the other things that, or it's not other things necessarily, but some of the things that Seymour's father's written.
Yeah, easy enough to find. Different handwriting. This is, I will say, with your background and abilities, beautiful script, old-fashioned slant to the letters. Someone who's not typically used to common. So someone who maybe typically speaks another language, but knows it well enough. But it's
Another
very
language
stylized.
potentially Draconic, which I do speak.
Give me a check for that. You can use your abilities.
Calligrapher's tools.
Yes,
What ability would you like that, or attribute?
that's investigation.
So intelligence.
Yeah, it's intelligence.
Oh, that's only a 22. That's not a 23.
Even so, clearly draconic
22.
bent. Someone who, is, learned, but not used to this kind of language. So this is something written by an intelligent being, but who, common is not their first tongue.
But it's still a lovely and flowing script, so they're used to writing a lot.
Yes.
Does it resemble because Seymour's newspaper started when he was helping his mother with her letters to local nobility about what's going on. Does it resemble any of the local nobility's handwriting that Seymour might remember?
No.
Go deal with this merchant then.
Yes, let's go.
All right. Yeah, Chirrup leads you across town. And you find the door unlocked and the house empty.
What was his name?
Belor.
The merchant.
Balin,
I'm close to
Balan, Nirav, Nirav.
Mr. Nirov knocking on the door. Mr. Nirov opening the door and yelling into it. It's me, Seymour. Mr. Nirov.
Yeah, no response.
And just naming out the rest of his family. Nothing.
Nothing.
I immediately go to anywhere that I can find like a study or anything and look over the handwriting there.
Yep, you head upstairs to the study and you find the desk has been like emptied out. A couple of books are gone. It looks like somebody grabbed a few things and left in a hurry. It's easy enough to find handwriting samples. Doesn't match the card.
Chirp will just nonchalantly go up to the secret door and open it and step inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you step inside. I mean, it has been cleaned. Like anything else that was in there is now completely wiped out and removed. And yeah, it is just an empty space.
And Seymour is just going to be like, and almost sound like he's going to, not, rebuke Chirrup, and then just calm down.
Can I piece together what happened with Chirrup here at this point?
Sure. And as the rest of you search the house, you see that, yeah, a couple of chests are gone. There's just like clothes that have been ripped out of the closets. Somebody fled here in a hurry.
Almost
So it's different than my parents' house.
Yes.
very much. Almost as if they were worried.
Well, I have a question, Patrick, and I'm not sure if it's actually possible to have this answer in a yes. Is there a way for me to be able to differentiate panic packing because he needs to leave because he had to act and kidnap the parents, or panic packing because the parents got kidnapped and he thinks he might be next? One would be more fearful, one would be more...
Yeah, give me an insight check. I will say if Chirrup answers Julius's question, you might get advantage.
Oh, Chirrup is not going to answer that question. Chirrup is just going to hand Julius a note saying, "I'll meet you back at the house," and head out.
Yeah,
Because he's
okay.
got some questions to ask.
Yeah, give me an insight check, Badme, then without advantage. So just a straight roll. Hard to tell, but I mean, clearly, you can tell by things sort of falling on the floor and just the way things are sort of scooped out of trunks and chests and things like that. This was somebody who left in a hurry.
Okay, we should probably report this to the Lions.
How do you know they're not part of this?
I don't. How
Well,
do you
then
know
we
they
don't
are?
report it to anyone.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't appear to be an abduction as much as it does somebody fleeing.
Clearly, this man left his house in a hurry. He wasn't dragged out of here.
And
But that's
clearly
not a
he
crime
left-
to report.
But Seymour, clearly he left under his own volition because he packed. Now,
I mean,
whether that volition was a forced volition or a less than desired but duty-bound volition, I'm not sure.
I'm only saying that right now, the circle of trust, the circle of information, is very small. When we start, and it may have been my fault, Maybe my father was complicit in me telling him tip them off. Maybe it wasn't, and they just found them. But
Maddie, get down.
let's not spread any more information right now than we have to.
Okay, well, say we do a cursory search of the house, see if we find any more upside-down trees or anything like that.
I would ritualistically cast Detect Magic because it might be under an illusion.
Well, I don't want to spend too long in here.
Uh,
We're not
10
robbing
minutes.
this-
It'd be
Yeah.
10 minutes to cast the spell, and then glancing through each room while everyone else searches.
Yes.
And as you head through the room, you get a ping in the main drawing room. There's a large painting of a beautiful landscape, but it does ping as illusory. And as you take the time and stare at it and look through it, you do notice that the landscape kind of fades, and it is in fact a painting of a large upside down tree with the claws breaking sort of out of the earth, reaching upwards.
And I point that out because the painting there has illusion on it, and it is it's the tree shape. It mimes the claws.
And
Yeah.
you can
Julia.
see in this painting, hanging from the claws, are people who have literally been hung and are hanging from nooses.
Ooh.
Julius is going to pull the painting down to look behind it.
You sure you want to touch it?
Yeah, and as
I
you do so, the illusion on it breaks. There is nothing on the wall behind it.
Is the illusion floating in midair?
No, but it just dissipates as you physically touch the painting itself.
But who makes an illusion that would be ended by the cleaners coming over?
Somebody who wants to appreciate it from time to time.
It's not unlikely that he could re-establish the
I'm sorry, is there anybody in this
illusion
town
wherever he
who
wanted.
is there anybody in this town who isn't a member of this cult?
I am
Seymour
not-
tentatively holds his hand up.
Tentatively?
I'm not
Are
100%
you
sure. It
sure?
seems like my family and people I know are, so
I'm
maybe I
not.
have it
No,
secret.
Molly's part of a different cult.
Well,
It's not a cult. It's a
You gotta figure.
collective.
You gotta figure. Seymour thinks right now, maybe I was indoctrinated and didn't know it.
That is exactly what I was going for. Thank you.
It's like someone who's raised up with in a religion and find out, oh, it's not what I thought it was when I was a kid.
And
Okay, Torm, help me.
shut up. Where do you go?
I want to go and see if the welcomers have any information on where this merchant has gone to, or if they have any other information on the cause of Tiamat in the city.
Will you take Index to keep you safe if Index tries to come with you? Invisible on your shoulder, or are you just gonna knock him off?
I'm not going to knock him off if he chooses to. If you send him out, Chirp isn't going to accept any help. It's up to you whether you send him after me and hey.
No, you need to know he's there,
Yeah.
and he's gonna make a couple beeps like, "I'm here to make sure you're safe."
Then I will tell him that you can only come with me so far, and I'll have him stop at a certain place and wait for me to return because I'm not going to reveal the entrance to the lair kind of thing.
That's fine.
And you find yourself in the Thieves' Guild. Montaron, with his usual bag tied at his waist, sort of saunters in, wearing a little more than a bathrobe at this point, just having come from the bathhouse, and pours a fresh glass of juice and offers you some and just says, "Morning. You got paid? You spent it already?"
Chirp will croak out information, and Seymour Sunkissed. And in Seymour's voice, my parents have been kidnapped.
Shakes his head and says, wasn't us. I don't deal in that kind of
And Chirp will quickly start
garbage.
shaking. Chirp will quickly start shaking his head when he says, "Oh, it wasn't us," and start scribbling down and just pass over the note. Did we have people on Merchant Ballin's house last night? Ballin, sorry, I
No.
keep saying Bellin.
No. We,
Okay.
your friend found us some good information in his shop that he was indeed cooking the books, and apparently he's working with someone in Drellin's Ferry under our noses, bringing in stolen goods.
Chirp will
But
fluff up at that.
we have not made a move on him yet. We were hoping to figure out who this person in the ferry is. Why?
And while he's talking, Chirp's looking up, down at the notes, hands over another piece of holds up a finger as he goes, 1 second, I'll answer your question. Slides over another note. What do you know of the claws of Tiamat?
Well, they've been robbing caravans along the Iron Road, and from what I've been reading in the paper, you've had some run-ins with them. I don't really know anything else other than that. Apparently they're kidnapping people and eating them or using them in their ceremonies, but that's just rumors. I haven't got any proof of that, so I don't really think it's anything more than sensational.
Okay.
And again, from the bag, you hear the little sensational.
I trust him, but I don't trust him. I mean, we could probably use this network to our advantage at this point. So I will say that this is probably already known anyways, but they're trying to raise Tiamat, and several of the higher ups in the city are part of the cult. And he will sketch out the tree and pass it over and just be like, watch for this symbol. Anybody who has this symbol on their person or hidden in their homes is a member of the cult.
And he will roll his eyes and just say, "Ugh, cult of the dragon. Pfft. It's like a fraternal society here. None of them are very serious. I think decades ago they might have been serious. You're saying this is a real issue again?"
Chirp nods. I've seen, and he'll write down, I've seen some shit. It's serious.
Crap. I think we have a member or two that is part of that guild. I don't recognize that symbol, but I'll ask around.
Chirp will nod in thanks and just ask him, if you do find any more members of the society, can you just pass their information along to me and my group, because we're trying to nip this thing in the bud, especially if he hears about the contact in Drellin's Ferry, whoever that is.
Of course. What, everything go all right with that Nirav heist? Anything I wasn't informed of?
Remind me of the Nirov heist again? Sorry.
That's who you broke into and found the upside tree.
Nirov.
You robbed his home, and Haboob robbed the shop.
I think I was pretty honest. I gave, aside from the tree, which I didn't think was, I thought it was just a trinket. I didn't think anything of it, so I'll come clean about that. It's like I took this trinket, this tree. It was a trinket. I didn't think anything of it, but I split everything else with you guys. That's really it. I brought you the books. I gave you my portion of the gold I stole, and this was just like a little trinket that I thought at the time was worthless.
So what are your plans for the rest of the day?
Trying to stop the world from ending. Find his parents, heading back to the meet up with my peoples, and try and get to the bottom of all this.
I thought you were going to see the Grim Shackles.
That's part of getting to the bottom of all this. As scribbling all these notes back and forth. We're trying to decipher now if we're being lured into something, or if we've just kind of like landed in the middle of this war between the cult and the Grey Patriots.
Well, I would have appreciated a heads up on that. If you learn any information from this prisoner, let me know. They were supposed to come to us, but Nirov sold them out for more money. Yeah.
Sorry, Tara, did not connect the dots. Like, I remember, I didn't realize that this was that prisoner. My bad.
And you should really tip your waitstaff.
I left 5 fucking gold.
I tipped!
Chirrup didn't.
Shit.
Chirrup didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been one of those days. I'm usually better than this.
Don't forget you're a wee bit famous now.
I'm working on that too. Oh, while we're here, speaking of working on that, I had a thought. Can we get my kobold buddy working in the printer's press so he can mess up the names when the stuff goes to print?
You've got to ask Seymour about that. But Monteron quite likes that idea.
Yeah, like obviously I wanted, because like he's working for the Welcomers now, so I need to talk to Monteron first if he's okay with like diverting his manpower this way. But Chirp was like, hey, this is my thought. If I can get our little kobold friend in there, he can like mess with the papers and take our names out of it.
And put in wanted
Won't he
ads.
be caught the first time he does it?
Well, not if he's good.
Well, I think doesn't Mr. Sunkist read his own paper? I mean, maybe he doesn't.
Well, yeah, but how long? Well, it's a temporary solution, I admit, but I mean, really, how long before they realize that it could just be a misprint? Oh, look, it's not a CH, it's a KH, like stuff like that.
I like that.
Yeah, just like
like
small
that a lot.
subtle things to like kind of blur
Not
the name.
cheer up, it's cheer cats up.
Or chur op, CH1ROP. Just little subtle things.
Yes, after months or weeks of this, it could come in handy in the future, especially if I can get an early edition every once in a while, or my own stories put in.
Chirple, if he can even smile, but he'll do his best to smile and chuckle and nod at that.
Oh, don't do that. That's horrible.
You don't have lips, you can't.
How are
So I
you
guess just,
bending your beak up?
I guess just open his mouth a little bit and just, So, I don't know. Anyways.
It's that creepy way kookaburras open their mouth and laugh.
There you go. I can't think of anything else to ask him, because I just wanted to see if he had any information on where that merchant went, or if he knew of any other higher-ups in the city that were part of this cult. Like somebody maybe had seen that tree on a heist or something. I asked about the kobold. I think that's it for me. I think I'm done here. So I will, thank you very much for your time. Politely take my leave. I'll keep you up to date as best I can. But, when shit goes sideways, I'll update you as soon as I can.
He nods and just says, get us whatever information you can from the prisoner. Or if not, take care of them.
Oh, I like this. Sheriff will just solemnly nod at that and head out and make his collect index or whoever was watching over me and head over to the stables.
All right. At the stables, you all reconvene. Braden has gotten horses ready for all of you. It is, a wet morning here as there is a breeze blowing, in off the river. So, it slows down your progress a little while, and riding out the 3 hours to the Grimshackle jail, you follow along the river and along the curves, and eventually the Grimshackle jail comes into sight, and it clings like a drowning man to the rocky bank of the river. Rotten timbers sag from the tower's walls, and its outbuildings stand in ruin. Rooks nest in the crenels of the tower's battlements. Large 15-foot tall broad walls encircle the tower's base, where a large gatehouse exits onto the towpath, and you see a slatted peephole is fitted at human eye level in the stout, iron-bound door in front of you. And that's where we'll take a bathroom break and come back in 10 minutes. 5 or 10
thank
minutes.
God, I needed that.
Sounds good.
Also, you guys are doing fantastic. This is the best adventure, the best night we've had.
You sound really distant. Did you adjust your mic?
How about now?
Better.
Did you leave your mic on the table and then walk out of the room and then start talking?
No, it was literally 1 inch from my mouth.
The baby's holding it away from him and teasing him with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but did I tell you guys what he did? He literally grabbed my jugular and pinched, and I got a little lightheaded.
Killer instinct.
Yeah, already out of the shell.
We've noticed
Ready
that
to kill.
speaking of small things, we've noticed a couple of the kittens. Two of the kittens have, unfortunately, have little breaks in their tail already, which is.
Oh.
I mean, they lived
Get it?
outside for the first month and a half or so of their life, or month or so of their life, so that's expected a little bit.
I'll be right back, but not overly. We've never had a cat with a broken tail in all our TNR. But make sure you get it amputated properly and soon, because it can cause problems.
We're going to take them to the vet soon-ish and have them looked at, have them tested for FIV, and have them look at the tails.
Alright, good. As long as you're on it, then there's not a problem. Alright, we're back.
I'm back.
How many servers were there that morning, or this morning?
Oh, there were only 3 servers.
How much was our actual meal?
Back.
The actual meal for all of you came to 8 silver pieces.
So they already had a whole gold tip each. Plus.
Yes.
So you tip like
Well,
Drake.
I've been guilt tripped by.
So would you
what
call
is essentially
these-
my employer? So.
Guilt tips?
Oh, excuse me. Sure. 347 gold.
So you're saying you just gave our waitress just the tip?
Oh, disinspiration for that.
Yep.
Suckers, I don't have
Ian's-
inspiration.
Ian's father just lost another finger.
It comes in a newspaper. Why wasn't it in a newspaper, Patrick? That's the only thing that bugged me. Everything was fantastic, but it should have been wrapped in today's paper.
No, they've got class.
Okay, fair. No, that's fair.
Sorry, what's not in today's paper?
Seymour's father's thumb.
Oh yeah, no. You mostly use the paper for fish and or bird cages.
Or kidnappings.
Well, yeah,
Well,
that,
I like
common
the ransom
kidnapping
note.
trope.
but that's only if you want to like cut words out of it in order to spell out a note.
All right, so Seymour is getting more and more fumed as we get closer to the prison, and he looks pretty angry, and he's ready to give this guy what for.
Now,
Sure.
Seymour.
Chirp
Let's
is
try.
going to try and distract him by talking him up about, our lovely little kobold friend, and wouldn't he make an excellent addition to the paper staff? His little tiny
I mean,
fingers
can he
can
fit
get in.
into tight? Can he fit into tight places?
He's a kobold, of course he can.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Seymour, why don't you just pretend that you learned the family trait from your father and are a member of their group? And that you're going to secure his release. But your father disappeared and you wanted to know where he might have run off to. Probably going to their main base.
Oh, that deserves an inspiration because that is a brilliant idea.
I was just gonna play it straight and say, yeah, the local merchants guild. We're here representing the local merchants guild. We have a bit of an advance.
Well, I mean, we've got the 3 options. We can pretend to be of the cult. We can do the good old-fashioned, and this is patting Maximilian on the pauldron, good cop, bad cop. Or, as walking over to Molly, we could do the traditional good cop, romantic cop, patting Molly on the shoulder.
I
Romantic
can play
cop.
the
That's
bad cop
traditional?
again. Because I have that words of terror thing where I can try to make them frightened of me.
Max will be the good cop.
You are a very good cop, Maximilian T. Justice.
Well, thank
Except for a few times, but you're working on that.
Except you protect the people in power versus the proletariat a little too
That
much.
is that
Yeah,
is
a
the
good
job
cop.
of the police, Molly Goldman.
That's true, Julius, true.
The nobility are chosen by the gods, and we are here as their agents. Yes.
You sound like my mother.
Jesus Christ, he's Christian. Everybody duck. Yeah, so let's, which one are we doing? Because... How about now? Is that better? Seymour and Cherub doing We Are Coming from the Cult. We still have the robes from before, right?
Yes.
Robes would be a bad idea. They tend to remain anonymous in public.
Well, we got to get in first. We have to convince the
We
Grim
have-
Shackle to.
We have
to
the
let-
figurine.
We do
I-
have the figurine. Yes.
I
And
already
Braden-
have our way
Braden
in.
just hands you another small sack of, it's 10 gold pieces, and he just says, to ease negotiations, I mean, they buy and sell prisoners. I think
Oh, but
coin
Seymour was
is
thinking...
the language they speak.
Seymour was thinking the very same thing and will hand a equally hefty sack to whoever is taking that sack. So we have double the amount to work with.
So, okay, just so
That was 10
everyone's on the
gold,
same
right, Patrick?
page here. So just so everyone's on the same page here, we're buying the prisoner off the guards. The prisoner is a member of the cult.
He is.
The prisoner is
he's
a member of the Great
the-
Patriots.
Yeah.
Who might have information about
Who
them.
might have information of the cult. Okay.
So here is the situation as I understand it. The Merchants Guild of Brindle is interested in buying this prisoner's information. In return, they will offer him amnesty, a lighter sentence, eventual freedom. We have been given an advance.
We can just turn him in.
Yes.
You know that they were sold to the jailers here, but there is a large 100 gold bounty on the leader of the Grey Patriots that, even freeing this person, if they're willing to give up their boss, they would make their money back, kind of a thing.
Exactly. So the Merchants Guild is very interested in purchasing this person's information to get the location of. I have his name written down. There's been a lot of information. Give me a second. Oh my God, where the hell is it?
We just assume that Chris does in fact have it.
Yeah, I always assume he has it.
Dan something.
Yeah.
Oh God, the baby
Dan
just
Grulich.
rubbed a wet cracker in my beard.
Oh, that's not great.
House, who are you? Sorry, what are you looking for, Chris?
I was looking. I found it. The name of the leader of the Grey Patriots, Sand Grulich. Basically, where is Sand right now? Where's your, where can we find your hideout? It would be really in your best interest if you gave this to us, because unlike the rest of the Grey Patriots, you're gonna live. That sort of thing.
I thought we had to get to him first. We're just saying we need to talk to him or we'll buy him. Let's find out how much he costs. Let's just buy him if he's...
Well, we need to talk with him first to find out if he's worth this. So, if we need to grease the palms and oil the gates here with a little bit of gold, we've got an advance from them. We got like a 25 gold advance, and we've got an additional 10 from Braden. So, we've got
the 10 from Seymour.
We got 45 gold to play with here. So, I will engage in the subtle art of haggling.
And Seymour will whisper in your ear, I know my dad's safe combination. If we need more, we can do it.
Let's wait until he's not dead before we think of robbing the potential dead.
This is for... No, it's not robbing. It's paying a ransom. Chop, chop.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yes.
We do when they're rich.
Also, they're not looking for money. They're cultists. Anyways, I'm going to...
you step forward. These walls are sort of rough shape, but they're 15 feet tall. You do see the front door is stout wood bound in iron. And as you come forward, you can see there is that large slot at about eye level.
Okay. Pound, pound, pound.
You hear muffled footsteps after a minute or so. They pause outside the door on the other side, and then you hear what sounds like someone climbing a creaky foot ladder, and then the peephole snaps open, and you see a pair of glaring eyes, bloodshot. What do you want?
And I just give him my warmest smile, and I say, hello. We're interested in possibly securing the release of one of your fine guests, and we'd like to have a word with them and see if he's worth our time and worth potentially your gold.
how much you got to pay to come through the door? It's 10 gold for a half-hour visit with us.
10 gold, half an hour? Come on.
Pay
10 gold.
him.
10 gold to buy at least an. Oh, yeah, all right, fine. All right.
Give me a
so-
persuasion check then.
All right.
You're there at the door alone.
I am 14.
Yeah. 5 gold for a half hour.
Tell you what, I'll pay you 10 gold for an hour.
The eyes kind of narrow and just go. You can see them kind of darting left and right. All right.
All right, sounds
And
good.
then you hear the creaking of footsteps climbing down the ladder, and as the eyes sort of lower, you can see the forehead is just covered with thick hair.
Does this look Does this look unusual?
No, you see a halfling in front of you, sort of filthy, sort of, a little bit bedraggled, but just long beard, long white hair, just incredibly unkempt. And as the door creaks open, you are invited into the courtyard.
Excellent.
And brought to the front doors of the building. You can see there are 2 smaller outbuildings inside the courtyard and a pair of jailers, nay, thugs from the beards and the way they sort of hold themselves, just watch you as you are led up to the front door. And as you are walking, this, disheveled individual just looks up at you and just says, "Hey, Bevik, you will meet my brother, Okaran, and we can discuss, but this will cost you."
Okay, so I take it that this is one of the Grimshackles.
Yes. Yeah, they are a pair of halflings, and clearly this is one of the 2 of them.
And this is Bevik?
Yes.
Bevik.
And Bevik, you of course know who I am. You've read the paper. You know my family. You're going to help us here, right? Because it's the most
Reed, who the
lucrative
fuck are
thing.
you?
Most
You
lucrative
fucking
thing you
fancy
can do.
boy. What the hell are you talking about? Reading? You don't read here.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to be nice to this little shit.
And, he brings you into a large open area. You can see there are a set of double doors leading to a circular staircase that is in the center of the prison. There's, carpet and, the remains of what appears to be a late lunch kind of setup. And sitting at the far end of this table is another halfling wearing kind of a ripped tri-corner hat, a little more clean shaven, but dirty and like blackened teeth, that barely looks up from the table at Bevik and just say, "Who do they want?"
The Grey Patriot?
Hello. Yes, the Grey Patriot. Balin Nirov dragged him in here a couple of days ago.
And Bevik will turn to the brother and say, "See, I told you that would be worth something." So, yeah, a good bandit ain't cheap. Now, we're talking 150 gold for their release, or you can chat with them for 10 gold for a short visit.
Now, Bevik, we did negotiate an hour's worth of visit for 10 gold. Yes.
No, that was with us.
Oh, I don't want to speak with you for an hour. I'd like
Well,
to.
you paid for my time. I may not be pretty, but
You're
good
pretty
conversationalist.
Ukaram, you're a beautiful person. You really
Max, we can get that out of the mansion. I've got it on me right now. Let's just pay it and take him. You can turn him into the proper authorities. Everything's done. No time limit.
Yes.
No rules.
We'll inspect our, let's call it potential merchandise ourselves. But if you're seeking to rent him out for a while, as opposed to selling him, then I suppose 10 gold is a little much, but it'll have to do. And I'll put 10 gold on the table.
Whispering again, don't let him realize how valuable he is. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah, and Ukaram will actually walk across the table and pick it up and, just step down off one of the benches and back onto the ground and, pocket the money and pick something off their feet that they stepped in across the table and just, and continues eating it and, looks over at their brother Bevik and just says, they're very eager. This is definitely going to cost you. And he will, sort of wave his arm and say, Bevik, take him to the third floor. You can go meet this Grey Patriot. She's a fine catch.
Yes, come on, my greasy friend. Let's go.
And so you are led up this cramped spiral staircase that punches through the heart of the prison tower itself. As you ascend up to the second floor, you can see there's a large sort of common area with doors off to either side. A couple of thugs are sort of sitting at a table that barely kind of glance up and grunt as you look by. You can see archways open onto each floor, offering sort of these eerie glimpses into dank corridors, barred cell doors, and scurrying river rats. And at the far end of this chamber, you see there's a cell door reinforced with extra iron bars and lengths of chain. And, catching you looking, Seymour, he just kind of, Bevik simply mutters, pirate, and keeps leading you further and further up the stairs.
Why he whispered at me and said pirate?
Yeah, he was chatting with sort of all of you as he did so, but he saw you specifically looking.
What was that? Sorry, what was I looking at? I missed that bit.
At the far end of the common room here where you saw the two thugs was a cell that had a door that was reinforced with iron bars and lengths of chain.
Oh, yes, sorry. Seymour definitely would have been staring at that as he walked by.
Yeah, and so he just muttered, pirate. And
Scribble.
Yeah, you end up at the third floor, and you are escorted again into this larger chamber. You can see there's doors on either side of this small room. Again, there's a couple of thugs sitting at a table, look like they are, playing dice with each other. Barely even acknowledge Bevik as he comes wandering through. And Bevik leads you to the door on your left as you come off the stairs, and one of the guards kind of grunts, floor. And Bevik kind of nods and heads off to the door on your right as you exit the stairs. And leads you through it. Yeah, because he was heading to that door and then was turned around. And you can see there is an actual kind of crack in the floor here that Bevic kind of walks around and just says, hey, watch your step. And as you come around the corner, you can see one of the jailers is kind of mocking one of the prisoners and throwing little bits of food at them, and just kind of stop as you all sort of walk by and nods at Bevic and the rest of you as you come through.
As I walk by, what's his name? What do you do?
Fuck off. And you just hear the guy inside say, I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. They just sold me here because I... And, then he gets basically slapped across the head.
Seymour's gonna... Finally, Seymour can actually stop shit like that. But like Fable, I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna put my hands down, furrow my brow, and continue with the rest of the party.
All right, Cherub, as you cross this part of the floor, it creaks underfoot. Maximilian, as you step across it...
I was going to say, I see a big circle on the floor. I very deliberately step around it.
All right. Even doing so, it creaks, and you can really feel the boards start to sag quite heavily.
Bevic, you're going to need to repair this section of floor.
I'll put the money you give me towards it.
Oh, I have mending.
Sister, you'd be here for years to mend this place.
Can I at least mend a safe path?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'll try.
Roll me a d6, please.
I was going to say, it takes 10 minutes to do this, though.
It takes a minute to cast mending.
A minute, right.
Oh.
And yeah, as you kneel down and start casting your spell and thinking about it, the floor just gives way underneath you.
Oh! Do I have to make a dexterity save or something?
No, you just fall through the floor. Landing on the second floor below you, you take 3 bludgeoning damage.
Ow, 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 ow!
I glare at Bevic and I say, we'll discuss that in our price.
She did that to herself. I
reach down. I try to reach down and offer Molly a hand.
Grab Maximilian's hand.
The stairs are right there, you two.
Yeah, you could head back around the stairs, and Molly, you do see there are, there's a sort of dwarven jailer that gives you kind of a side eye, and there's a couple of prisoners that run to their doors trying to sort of peek out, and he just sort of goes, show's over. And yeah, Maximilian, you are able to sort of drag Molly back up through this hole in the floor.
Okay, and
thanks, Max.
Excellent. And those 3 hit points that you're down, don't worry about them.
Are you sure it's only 3 hit points?
Yeah, it's 3 out of 20. Don't worry about them.
It's mostly through her pride.
Yeah, indeed.
Bevic will then point to a cell up on the right and just say, she's in there. And you can see the reason you were brought the long way around is because there is a very large hole in the floor at the far end of this hallway.
Oh, Seymour face palms at that.
Yeah,
I feel like a walkway might have been in order.
And Bevic unlocks the door, and it is dark in this area, and he's had sort of a little lantern this time, and he hands it off to you, Max, and just says, half a bell. And you can see lashed in the cell to the wall by her wrists and heavy chains is a half-orc in filthy rags. And she kind of winces at you through sort of wet, plastered hair as the light comes in.
Can I offer him a... Can I offer him a...
Here?
Sorry. Could you repeat that, Patrick?
So through her wet, plastered hair as she's sort of chained in against the wall, she just looks and croaks at you saying, "You're no jailers. Why are you here?
Okay, I look at Seymour and it's like, you want to leave?
Yep, I will step in with Max. There we go. We need to know about the cult. We need to know about what's going on. We need to know about your spat, and we need to know why they've kidnapped my parents. And the more helpful you are, you need to know this right now. The more likely you are, we walk out of here with you. We have the coin. We can pay. You tell us what we need to know. Hell, I don't care. You tell us truthfully that you don't know, and we can get you out of here. Just tell us what you know.
You pay my ransom, I'll tell you everything.
Let's listen. Sorry, what's your name again? We didn't quite
Rathine.
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 Rathine. You look a little. You look a little down under here. Just I reach out my hand and I say, just trust me on this. And
Trust you? I trusted the fucking Patriots and they've left me in here to rot.
they sure
We're not
have.
the Patriots. We are.
And I lay hands on her for a couple of points.
She just kind of shakes up. She doesn't seem to be injured, but she is underfed and clearly been in the dark for quite some time.
That's injured.
Here, and I'll hand her a bun.
Yeah, we brought a little bit of food for you.
Her hands are chained to the wall, so she just glares up at you and just says,
I'll take the bun. Here you go, and I hold it up to her.
What was the guy's name again? That led us here.
Bevik. We have
"Oh,
nothing.
Bevik, he left."
Yeah, we have nothing to do with it.
There's no key.
No, we're not gonna pickpocket the key off Bevik. They're
No, I was gonna demand it of him so that we could talk to her in a civilized manner.
Listen,
But we can't even do that.
Yes. Listen, we can't do anything about the chains here. I'll hold this up for you if you wish.
She looks up at you skeptically and then begins to eat.
I smile. Yes. Excellent.
Seymour will wordlessly pass over the one of his flasks.
Sorry, I didn't get her name again.
Rathine.
Rathine. I'm gonna write this down.
So are we buying her or what?
No, hold on. Rathine, listen.
You listen. I've no loyalty to Sand Krullik. I can tell you where the bastard is right now. Tell you about that Dragonborn he's at war with, too. But first, you've got to earn it. Get me out of here. Get me a better cell. One where at least I can see the sky. Then maybe I'll talk.
Do we believe her?
Yeah, I'm gonna insight this too. 13.
She seems genuine.
I'm gonna whisper over to Max. Max, we should just get her out of here. I said that in the beginning. They're gonna jack up the price because we've been in here. You know how this works?
Yeah, I'm getting the idea.
Yeah,
right.
And then at this point, Bevik sort of comes back and just kind of leans up by the door and watches, and you can see he's pulled off like a stale pastry off the guard's table at the front, but he just kind of picks at his teeth and keeps eating it.
All right, I'm gonna sort of smile at Rathine and say, we may be back, and I'll step out, and I'll just sort of shake my head, like, I don't know.
At the very least, we can take her back to Brindle and have her face a more reasonable punishment.
Yeah,
150 gold. She's all yours.
Bounty's not worth that much for her, I'm afraid. This place, I'd be surprised if she doesn't have filth fever by the end of the day. Paying extra for damaged merchandise is not really a wise move, don't you think, Bev? Brevik,
She ain't damaged. Perfectly
Brevik,
healthy.
Are you here to negotiate 100 gold cash right now? We walk out. 100 gold.
150 gold cash. What do you think? I'd take a check?
What is
Take a line of credit?
I mean,
Hard
if you
coin.
could. What about in bacon? We're a gluttony of bacon right now.
Now, before anything else happens,
He just turns away and he continues talking to you, Maximus, and says, "Keep your friend quiet."
right? And I hold up my I hold up my hand. Now, before anything else happens, out of character. Well, yeah, out of character. Max knows the laws here in the Vale. He knows them pretty well, I'm assuming.
Yep.
How many laws have I seen broken just on the walk up here?
No laws broken. This is a private for-profit prison.
So I don't have a lot to hold over the guy, even like, unsuitable conditions or anything like that.
Nope. And I mean, clearly they're terrible conditions.
Yes. I mean,
And this is just a terrible person who is... They've made it very clear all they care about is coin.
now
Doesn't mean there aren't other avenues in, but yeah, that's not one you think the law has any care about.
150 is a lot. That overrides even the bounty on sand.
Well, there was 100 for sand, 100 for Jarala, and you guys were each offered an extra 100 on top of that. But yes, that is an awful lot of money.
Yeah,
Max,
this is a story.
Seymour has still been telling you, pay it. We will figure out the money after. He has the money on him. We can get out of here right now.
We can receive recompense from Seymour's father, should this not turn out to involve him.
I want to negotiate this down.
Yes, but this isn't about your haggling for arts and crafts at the fair. This is a human life. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah. Well,
We are
And do you
wasting
smell
time.
smoke?
sorry. 150 is what he's asking. Seymour's saying 100 right now.
And I smell smoke.
Like, you actually smell smoke?
No, like I smell smoke. Do you smell smoke? Looking at Max as he's saying, just pay the 150.
I'm not picking up what you're laying down here. Insight on Seymour. 9.
Yeah, you don't... What the hell's he talking about?
I like... I don't know.
Do I smell smoke?
Which way's the emergency exit? And are there keys for these doors? He'll say to what's his face, Beer Mark.
He pays you no attention, Seymour. He's looking at Max and he goes, "I told you 150. My brother told you 150.
Julius
You really
will
want to
pull
bargain with me?"
150 gold out of his coin purse and pay it.
I just sort of look shocked at that.
Wait, Julius is going to pay? Seymour was ready to pay. All right.
You
Never
can pay
mind.
me back later. We need to stop wasting time and get on with this.
What do you think I was trying to do?
And I just sort of look at him and
You weren't doing it
Smile
very
and
effectively.
say-
Oh, hey, yes.
Oh, yes, now you see smoke, you assholes.
Sir, I realize you're ignoring Seymour Sunkist, but there is in fact smoke rising from the cracks beneath us.
Quit trying to distract me.
Sir, I am already willing to pay you. There is smoke coming from the first floor.
And at this
I-
point, you
if I
start to
may-
hear muffled shouts from somewhere below you, and a bell starts clanging. As in the air, you all now start to pick up a telltale whiff of the smoke. And hearing the bell, Bevik, snaps his head, grabs the coin from you, Julius.
I grab him. He's about to
He
do a
is
run.
literally surrounded by us. He's not walking
That's
away.
Yeah.
just the prisoner's alarm. Torm's teeth. That better not be well, Harrow.
The key.
Key.
He just sort of fumbles at his belt,
The
rips
key.
one off and drops it on the ground and says, "Take him. Take him."
Can I just
better not
fucking
be well,
slap?
Harrow.
Can I slap him with my gauntlets and then let him by?
You can certainly try.
Chirp,
that's
chirp
not
will
gonna be
whistle.
athletic.
Chirp will whistle
You
for
can
the key.
roll an attack.
Oh no, I'm not trying to do damage. I literally bitch slap him.
That does damage, Ian.
That
is
does
an attack.
damage.
That's an unarmed strike. You have a +4 strength mod.
Oh, I didn't put
Flip
that
them
in.
off. Flip them off
Wearing
then.
gauntlets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a D4, right?
No, that's 1d20 plus your strength mod plus proficiency.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you slap
Jeez.
him. You bitch slap him. So that
We'll just slap
do
him.
you do not have you don't have tavern brawler, do you?
I do not know.
Okay, so that is 2
Two
damage
damage.
plus 8 because of your strength.
My strength is a +4.
All right.
19.
Okay. So yeah. So that is 6 damage from a slap.
And I let him by. He can run away now.
I run into the room and I say, "Okay, time to go," and I unlock her chains.
Yeah.
And I
He is kind
immediately-
of staggered as he, runs past you, Seymour, and you can see he's kind of hurt, and his ear and one of his eyes are bruised up immediately. But he stumbles, but keeps hold of the gold and just keeps running and yelling out, "Walharrow! Walharrow!"
What?
Yeah.
Wall
That-
arrow?
That's the one he thinks is escaping, right? Well, Harry.
Seems like it.
All right, so we're gonna.
So yeah, you
Oh, the pirate downstairs. Shit.
you unlock.
Yeah, I immediately manacle her. Well, Julius.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already
Right,
before he
yeah, yeah.
unlocks, she's she's got double manacles.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
let's go.
that's only difficult because she grabs the bun that she was being fed in the water and is trying to sort of eat that as much as possible, but she doesn't actually struggle.
It wasn't
All
water,
right.
it was rum.
No, Molly offered water, I think.
Oh.
Water and a bun.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We gotta.
Would
We
this
gotta
key open other cells?
We're not here to
I'm not
liberate the prison.
concerned.
Don't
Can
worry.
we at
Molly.
least open one? Come on.
Molly?
We're not concerned. We have.
I take the key and give it to Index, who, if he dies, will just be summoned back, and he's going to spend the rest of the time as we run out trying to open doors with the key.
That key does not open doors. It just unlocked the chains on the wall.
Oh.
Then Index drops the key, says sorry, and follows us out.
All right.
What
we
does
gotta-
it sound like
wait,
when
why
Index says
is
sorry?
why is he dropping the key? He should bring it back to us.
It's
The key does not work. I am sorry. You must die. He's not really a people person.
He's not really a person.
No, he's not really a people either. Let's go.
There's fire directly below us, correct? Presumably.
Looks like it. The smoke is coming up through breaks in the floor, and at the far end of the hall, beyond Molly, you can now see little bits of fire as well.
What floor are we on?
3rd.
How tough?
I have an idea.
How tough do these doors look?
How tough do these walls look?
Yeah, the fire's
The walls
below
are
us.
the walls are stone. This door does not look particularly tough, but there is the hole with smoke and little licks of flame starting to come through it.
I can clear that jump. How about everyone else?
Would
Now I
Rafine be
can.
able, in her state, to make the jump? And if so, would she be willing to take Chirp with her?
No, Rafine's like not.
She's manacled.
She's manacled.
Manacled and probably pretty fucked up right now.
Yeah, she's weak. No, we have to like go around. Yeah, we have to go around the long way. All right, let's
Can
go.
we just
I-
punch
I-
through
if-
this wall?
If we can access the exterior, I have an expressway safely to the ground.
With that, can we punch open this door and then punch open this wall?
Give me an athletics check on the door.
Who's in the cell first? Because I don't think you have tokens for every prisoner.
This one is empty.
Okay.
Chirrup, will
I
you
could.
please deal with the lock on this door?
Guys,
I might just bash it in.
We could just run down.
We don't want to run down because we don't want to get past whatever pirate prisoner they are currently fighting.
How
And
tough
fire.
would they be?
Also, 22 for the steel door to punch it.
Also, wow. Okay, I was gonna guidance chirrup. I don't
How-
Well,
think
if
this
that
has
doesn't work, I'll take guidance.
guidance.
Yeah, that door breaks open.
And we're in a tower right now, right?
Yes, you are now on the third story of a tower. So you are looking down 60 feet. And it is a stone wall with barred windows that you are now looking at.
Let's punch out the bars. Can I have that?
No effect. You try and bend the bars and pull them out, no effect.
Okay, we don't have time for this. We gotta go. And
I mean, one more try with guidance.
Guidance.
this tower is on fire. Let's go.
24.
You bend two of the bars. Not enough room for a medium-sized person to get out yet.
Chirrup.
I was still punching, not bending. I'm not bender.
What am I doing?
Oh, if you're just punching at the wall, then
Unlock the
yeah,
door?
it barely
It's
moves.
a window.
Yeah, you've not sort of broken anything out at this point.
Yeah, this
Well,
place.
no more the mortar around the bars, but yeah.
I know. Yeah, you have not broken out enough to get a medium person through.
Yeah, this place is a rotting hole, but it's still a prison. We're not going to get out that way. I'm going to suggest we just...
Seymour follows the rest of the party, but geotechnical engineer Ian is upset by this.
Chirrup, you want to try, or are we get GTFOing?
Okay, the fire is spreading. Literally, the fire is spreading. We need to go. The fire is appearing on the map as we speak. We need to go.
Can I see the ground, Patrick?
Yep, 60 feet down.
Second level spell, I'm on the ground.
Yeah, there's
Mr. Step.
nothing really
All right.
Chirrup can do against bars on a window.
Julius, you are
Okay.
outside the building.
I'm taking Rethne then.
Okay, the rest of us are going to have to hoof it.
For
Yeah,
her
I'm hoping to be able to do stuff from outside to maybe help.
All right.
I'm not
on
able to
the,
make the athletics checks.
so from that side, let me show you where you are. Where's your token, Julius?
I don't know. I didn't have any vision when we were on this map. I assumed that it was just Max and Seymour in the room with them.
No, sorry, it was all of you.
You know, I had no vision on this map.
You should have said something. So yeah, you appear down on the ground there. There is an entryway on the side of the building. You're next to a small well. You can see smoke is pouring out of the windows over on the side.
So now would have been a really good time to have taken, with my tool proficiency, to have taken lock-picking tools instead of calligrapher's tools.
I have lockpicking.
Yeah, but you're not
So,
out here with me to go after this door.
True.
Actually, the fact that we had two roguey characters is why I did not take thieves' tools. If I try the door, is it unlocked?
Okay, so it's just Julius that's teleported outside then?
Yep. So Julius, you see the smoke coming through. You head to that door. As you reach that door, give me a dexterity saving throw as it smashes open from the inside and a pair of guards race out.
4.
It's too bad. I like Julius.
Yep. No, they're not racing out to go kill him. They're racing out because they're leaving, because they're cowards.
I mean, trampling is one of the biggest killers of
You don't get
mass
trampled by
fires.
2 people.
Yeah, you take 3 bludgeoning damage as they charge outside and then stop and look at you and go, "The fuck are you and what are you doing here?"
I paid for an audience with one of the prisoners. I escaped after the fire started through the window.
Who says you didn't start the fire and you're just escaping?
The pirate man started the fire, the one that the brother seemed very afraid of.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Also, do I look like a prisoner in like my wizardly robes? and
No,
all
but
of my
they know
equipment?
you look like someone maybe starting a breakout. You're blue-skinned and weird to them.
5.
Yeah, they draw what appear to be cudgels and just say, "I think you better stay where you are."
I think you had better go help with the pirate man. Your bosses will be very upset if you stand here harassing one of their customers, rather than doing your jobs.
Our boss will be happy we captured someone trying to aid an escape. And they will reach out and attempt to just grapple you.
Oh boy, am I in initiative?
How do you respond?
Aggressively.
Then yes, you are in initiative.
Okay, well, this went sideways.
Was not how I intended this to go.
You could have just ran down the tower.
I didn't think I would make athletics checks.
I could have shattered the wall and we all could have gotten out.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for after I couldn't punch it.
It's a 60-foot tower.
All
We
right.
literally had an express ticket down from.
Yeah.
Roll me your
Yeah.
initiative, Julius.
Sorry, what's the express ticket down?
Featherfall.
I have Featherfall.
Ah, right.
Why do you think I was trying to punch out the fucking window?
Okay, well, nobody shared this with me.
I literally said I had a safe way to get us to the ground if we had sight lines to the outside.
Yeah, so Julius, they start reaching for their cudgels and reaching to grab onto either side of your arms. What do you do?
I'm going to dash into the prison. Take the
All
attack of
right.
opportunity.
One is a 15, one is a critical hit.
All right. Well, I will shield to. Well, yeah, I'll shield to avoid the 15.
Okay, the critical is 6 bludgeoning.
Okay.
So you find yourself in a kitchen area. There is a door here to the main area.
All right. I will. So that was 25 feet of movement,
Yep.
and I am dashing, so that's 40 feet of movement through the door.
Okay.
Do I see anybody in the main area?
You
'Cause I assume these are
see.
just leftover.
Yeah, you see one of the halfling brothers, as well as what appears to be a gnarled kind of dwarf prison guard as well. That sort of looks up. They both look up, surprised at you as you come crashing through the door.
Excuse me, 2 of your men are harassing me. Instead of helping you deal with the pirate man.
Yeah, and they come charging in behind you, and immediately, the halfling brother starts yelling and screeching at them to get out, get the water like I ordered you to. And they will kind of stop and react. One of them just kind of shoves you, Julius, and we will cut back to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Shatter. Oh, we're at the stairwell now? Never mind.
Yeah, you guys have.
Oh, there's 2 of us on here. Oh no.
Yeah, it's 2 different floors.
Ah.
So just to make it easier, you guys have started crossing the threshold around this way. And as you sort of crest the corner, sort of arguing about whether you can smash the window or anything else, and Seymour's like, I could have done it in just one more try. The door in front of you explodes as In a shower of splinters, this hulking creature with the head of a bull bounds through the wreckage. You can see the creature's left leg is fashioned from intricately carved wood, starting just below the knee, resembling an angry man with its arms and hands upraised to support the legs. Rusted chains dangle from around the monster's waist, arms, and shoulders, and a number of crossbow bolts jut from its bare chest. A jailer, obviously dead, lies limp in its arms, and the beast sees you and bellows, "Blood for Walharrow!" and tossing aside the broken corpse like little more than a doll, it wrenches a massive beam from the nearby wall and starts walking towards you, striking this in its open fist. The dread Captain Walharrow approaches, and it's time to roll initiative.
This Minotaur picture always amused me. He just looks so chill.
I thought we were fighting the Moontrap enemies. If you haven't seen Moontrap, go watch it. It's very young Bruce Campbell with Chekhov in a
Walter
awful...
Cohen.
We got Walter Cohen in an awful but amazing B-movie sci-fi horror. It's fantastic. It's free on YouTube. Moontrap.
What the hell happened? My initiative order just went away. I was dragging it and it went away. No.
It's weird. Yeah. Oh, there we go. It didn't populate for me for quite some time.
Did I not roll?
I had an 18, not an 11.
Yeah, I see it. Chirp 23, Seymour 18, Badme Max 6.1.
Yeah, your frontline guy is going last.
All right. First up is Chirp.
Oh dear.
You're all going to want to run behind me.
Is he holding any kind of metal, this Minotaur dude?
Not that you can... he's got chains hanging off of his waist, arms, and shoulders. Rusted old chains that were clearly holding him in his cell.
All right, let's try this. See if this slows him down a bit. So I just give the cry of a phoenix and I cast heat metal on him.
All right.
And then I will back up a little bit and just kind of like gently push Rathine?
Breath a million.
All right. So these chains start to glow red hot and just kind of sizzle. And so on top of the smoke, you now get the burning flesh smell. That is a 10 on their save. So they take 6 fire damage and just kind of grunt, but doesn't seem to slow him down that much to start.
Well, at the very least, he now has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought the save was for them to avoid dropping the thing, which they can't if they're manacled.
Well, there are chains that are wrapped around them, so they can attempt to shake it off, but that's why they had disadvantage on their save.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the creature must succeed on a con save or drop the object if it can. So it's like, either or. And since it can't, I think it takes...
It tried to.
Yeah.
And could not.
Yeah. And that's it for Chirp, and he's just going to stay back here with Rathine.
All right. Rathine. Seymour.
Okay, so is a Minotaur a humanoid? I can't remember.
Nope, monstrosity.
Damn. All right, then we bonus action hex and then shoot.
$20 does hit. Yeah, total of 5 damage.
And this is a wall right to my left, right?
That is a cell that has somebody in it, yes.
That's a different cell. Sorry, I thought it was a cell from before. Never mind. I'm going to...
there is a prisoner in there who's like, help me! Please help me!
Yeah, I can't get in, so I'm going to step behind Molly.
All right. Padme.
How's the floor looking under Big Boy?
Well, you know there's a weak spot there. You can hear everything kind of creak and groan as all of you move through here, so not the best.
This is either going to be real good or real bad. I am going to load a vial of acid and use Vindcaster.
All right.
Specifically, not aiming for Big Boy, but the ground that he's standing on. I want to try and weaken the floor so it will collapse and have him fall through.
Sounds good.
Here's hoping this is a good roll.
4. You spin around, aim, and you fire, and it just falls through the cracks of the floor there in front of you.
Oh, no.
And you can hear somebody underneath go, "Ah! Oh God, it burns! It burns!"
And I'm just going to back up slightly more and call it a next.
It was a very good idea.
Yes, it was. If I had Shatter, it would have been Shatter.
Yeah. I was going to give it to you on an 8, and yeah. With that, Walharo charges forward. And is going to lean into you, Molly. Attempt to gore you. That is a 21 to hit.
It's
You take... let's see.
I don't like this.
Well, because it moved forward, you take a grand total of 22 piercing damage, and give me a strength saving throw, please. All right, you are not knocked backwards or prone, but yeah, you are gored with this creature's horns, and it just leans back and bellows as these red-hot chains kind of whip and strike across you. You don't take any damage, but you can feel the heat coming off of them.
Molly, he's a capitalist. Get him!
Ah!
Get back, Molly.
No shit!
All right, that takes us to Molly.
Alright, so I'm not grappled, right?
You are not. He just walked up and basically gored you with his horns.
I will take my action to back off, to disengage.
Yeah,
and
I
come
will
all
say...
the way back here. Seymour,
yeah.
get out of the way.
Chirrup's
Seymour, no.
disadvantage saved you against a crit.
Jesus.
Seymour gulps, standing next to Max at the front line.
All right, that
And
takes us
I'll
to
heal
Maximilian.
I will heal you healing word myself.
Sounds good.
Now remember, Seymour, I'm fighting someone much bigger than you. Go for the knees. And I step in, and I... You know what? I'm going to need to do this. Let's flip on Divine Smite. I'm going to Ice Pick. 13?
13 does not hit.
Okay. I don't
Yeah, you go to stab in, and yeah, you hit one of these red hot chains, and it just kind of sizzles, and there's steam that erupts, and it's really cool. But yeah, you don't make contact.
Okay, I don't have extra attack yet.
Next level.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
All right. Well, I just kind of like go, oh, and then this ain't gonna happen. I attempt to shield bash him.
All right. Ooh,
I can't,
19. 21.
Yep,
It is a Minotaur.
it is.
Any more movement? Any bonus? Yeah, that was your bonus action. So
Yeah.
any more movement?
No, I'm gonna stand firm here and.
All right.
Yes.
And I will say, between the two of you, you can feel the floor like sag just a little bit.
Okay, I have a thing I might want to do next round.
Top of the round. That
Yeah.
takes us to Chirrup.
All right. Bonus action. I'm going to burn him again.
Done. Roll your damage.
So that's just the straight damage now. It doesn't have to do the. Bop, bop, bop. What was it? Wait, shoot. Was it 2d6? Oh, sorry,
2d8.
2d8. Sorry, there we go. All right, do that again. Oh, excuse me. Where did Rathine go? Is she underneath Padme here?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sticking next to her, so that was my bonus action. I will pop him with a crossbow.
All right. 22 hits.
And that's
So
bonus
total of
action.
17 damage. Nice.
I'm staying where I am. I'm just sticking close to our friend.
Give me a dexterity saving throw as the flames explode up at the start of the round.
Oh, well, if that happened at the start of the round, then I would, be
It's
away
just
from it.
it's just around you.
Oh,
All
if
right.
I could move.
You take 6 damage total, but yeah, you can move away.
All right. Is it for me?
All right. Seymour.
All right, Seymour is realizing this isn't going well. Is gonna shout out, "If you just help us get out of here, we can have your side of the story in the paper. The people will know. Just help us out, and we can make this end. We don't want to burn in a fire. Neither do you." And is that persuasion?
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Because they are currently on
Granted.
fire.
And
Too bad you missed that 23, huh?
yeah, too bad. And Seymour's gonna dive through 10, 20, Molly and Badme and land over there. Come on, we can get out of here.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
I didn't go through the fire.
You went around the fire to even get that close to it. You got a chance of getting burned.
Oh, your fire doesn't follow the rules of thermodynamics.
No, it does not.
It
You're fine.
radiates heat. Fire radiates heat.
Yes, but up. Have you never been near a fire?
I've been
Takes
near
us
a
to
fire
Batman.
a lot, Ian.
The whole floor underneath you is burning. That's just coming through the hole in the floor.
Wait! I have an alchemist jug!
Mayonnaise.
I feel like adding
Anyway,
oil.
that takes us to Badme.
All right. Yeah. Shit. Fuck it. We'll just do Ray Sickness.
If you've got spell slots, now's the time to use them.
I will say, as Seymour was talking, he did seem to calm the Minotaur with his words. But yeah, you.
Well, if that
either
was the
way,
case, then
yeah, you see him calming. So
I would be like,
sorry, I got caught up in the fire discussion.
yeah. If I saw him calming, I would probably say to him, "We peace be with everyone here, and no further harm." While
Just kind
preparing
of
a cantrip.
they snort and look around and just go, "You don't smell like the jailers. Blood for Walharo and me."
He wants blood. He's
He's like a blood god, but not a god.
Yes, he's not our friend, people.
Yeah, he will. On his turn, then he will turn and charge back out, and you hear him clanging down the stairs, and you hear somebody else scream in pain.
Go, 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 go!
So with that, you are out of initiative.
Run, 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 run!
We follow in his wake.
All right, yeah. You can see they've cleared out. There's blood stains across that second floor area. The doors have been smashed.
Is he still taking periodic fire damage from the heat metal?
He is. Till
Well,
it's dropped.
That's just
Oh
keeping
yeah,
him sharp. you know?
I'm not letting up on that until we're out of here.
So you find yourselves in the main room on the first floor, and you see Julius, who's sort of standing off by the side of one of the tables. You see the Grimshackle brother Ukharim and this dwarf standing sort of beside each other. And it's at this point, as you all clear it into this room, you see the dwarf grab one of the brothers, holding them in a headlock. A short sword appears pressed to the halfling's throat. And back off, or I'll slit this halfling's throat. I've been sent here by the Patriots to free you. There's horses across the river. Come with us now. And that's where we're going to end it for the night.
Poor guy.
Nope.
This
Damn
poor
it.
guy.
Ukaram's gonna die. We're just walking away, right?
We have Rathine with us. Like,
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not returning Rathine to the Patriots. We're
No.
no.
Yeah,
not-
we're
but no,
just
like
letting-
we're gonna have to kill him to get her away.
Why?
As far as Max is concerned, that's not a problem. He does
Also,
not
he's a
like
great
the Great
patriot.
Patriots.
We have to kill him anyway.
He's taken a hostage that we don't need.
He's
Yeah,
taken
but
hostage
he's also
that
a
also
great
deserves
patriot.
it.
Like,
You know what? I'm
regardless
awful
of his
good, though.
hostage situation, like we need to kill this guy anyway. We don't
Yeah,
want the
you
great
know what?
patriots to know we have Rathine.
You know what? I'm lawful good. I can't let the hostage die, even if he's an asshole. All right, I'll
Uh,
have to
quick-
intervene next week.
Quick question, Patrick. I didn't get the chance to do it because we ran out, but I have the alchemy jug. On the way out, can I quickly kind of use the alchemy jug and just throw some salt water on the fires?
Absolutely.
Okay, just to try and alleviate my
How much?
concern.
How much water comes out? Like, it's a lot of water, right?
It's salt water
Yeah.
is 12 gallons. That's why
Oh, that's-
specified salt water.
That's
and
a
salt water.
decent amount.
Yeah.
Not for putting out
Not
a
for a
building.
bolting building, yeah.
Not for the whole
No,
building,
but it would
but
be enough
spot.
that she could literally drench the path we had to take, leading the way, making
Yeah, but
us not run
He's
into
trying to have an
into fire.
impact on the building itself.
Yeah,
I
she'd
know
save
it's
a
not
few
going to hold.
rooms.
Yeah, I'll save a few rooms. It'll enable some people to try and get out.
Yeah, like you know those white plastic buckets, like those tall white plastic
The
buckets.
5-gallon buckets, yes.
Yeah, that's 2 and a bit of those. It's a lot of water. It's just not infinite water.
It's a quarter of a fish tank.
Yeah, basically.
That's not a lot of water, no matter what my downstairs neighbors used to say.
How many times is the fish tank drained?
Oh, I'm not even. No. You'll take their side.
The answer is more than one. I got it.
Yeah, you'll take their side. Let's put it that way.
Yes, I will.
Even
That was
so,
really
Have a
fantastic.
good night, everybody.
Patrick.
That
That was
fantastic.
fun.
That was
That
fun.
was fun.
That sure was.
Good.
We off?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me turn it off.